Well, g'day guys. Let me start off this video with saying I'm being labelled an Xbox fan because I said in my previous videos that's got a lot of views that I believed Forza Horizon 2 was better than this game. Now let me make this disclosure that if you've actually subscribed to me and actually seen all my previous videos, you will actually see that I'm more Sony biased. But in this case, just because I prefer Sony does not mean I am going to say everything is hum-dory about Sony, and in this case this game is far from it. So let's get into that. So let's just have a look at the menu here. We've got the Drive Club option here, you've got my profile and stuff like that. Let's have a look at Drive Club, and this is where you just kind of get your points and that, and you have up to I think 6 members in your club. And yeah, this is why I did think it was similar to Forza, because Forza Horizon 2 has clubs as well. Then your profile, I didn't really see anything there. I didn't really have time to go, and I just had a little look around there, and then we'll go back, and then of course garage. Just have a look at all the cars that are in the game. It's got a good selection of cars, though all European. I could not see any American or any Japanese cars, which gave me the idea that I think they're going to be releasing a Japanese DLC pack or in a American car DLC pack sometime in the future. Although the game has been very rocky since launch, but yeah, no, but the car details in here, it looks really good, and the cars in general look okay, apart from a matter which I'll talk about later in this review. So basically, here's where you choose your race. You go and choose which one your race you're going to do. Then you just basically go and do that race, and then you just do the same again. This was where the game really feels very stale to me. It feels just kind of rushed together, that it wasn't really thought through, because there's no real feeling that you're actually doing anything just apart from that. So this was this bit that was at E3 2 years or a year or so ago, when they said, oh, you can get in the car and walk around. You can't, actually. That's all it does. It's automated. It just has you getting into your car. And that alone there is already a bit of a scratch. It's kind of like they went backwards from what they were saying was going to be in the game when they did the Drive Club reveal at E3, I think 2013. And I'm still to this stage scratching my head what they've done to this game over the last year to what they had just about on launch, because to me it feels like they've done nothing for the last year. Maybe they thought this game was actually not as good as it's going to be, so they thought, let's just hang on it for a year and build up the anticipation from our Sony fans and then release the game. Because yeah, some aspects of the game look good. Okay, sometimes the graphics actually do look pretty nice, but there are other aspects that really kind of take away from them. And the first thing that I noticed in this game graphically is the very low textures of the track, the road surfaces. Yeah, the cars have got pretty good textures, but the road surfaces, it feels like those textures were done for PlayStation 3, yet alone the 4. And really, that's something that kind of along lines that I've actually been disappointed before the next gen consoles. My biggest disappointment has been actually, I feel that the textures are still too low res. Again, they're bumping the resolution up, but the textures seem to be a bit down. But this game really shows off. But if you ever look at the section there, when you've got the power lines, you look very carefully, you pause the game for a second and look. There's one thing that really does not help this game graphically, and that's the lack of anti-aliasing. The jaggies are everywhere, especially when you see those cables. You look and there are jaggies everywhere. And now this game was always touted as an arcade game, and it is definitely an arcade game. After all, it is from the producers of MotorStorm, not very renowned for doing a sim type game. But yeah, the physics are definitely on the arcade side, but still pretty good. But I lose it when I get some Sony fanboys, and they've been really upset with me because I'm not being happy with Drive Club, because even saying that this game was a true sim. Yeah, okay. I think you better get off those meds if you really think this game is a sim. And physics, no, it's good. It's good fun racing game, but there's so many aspects that really kind of lose it for me. And I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys have got better eyesight than me, but for my eyesight, the game has no sense of speed. Running a car at higher speed, same frame rate. Now this game runs at 30 frames, same as Forza Horizon 2. And Forza Horizon 2's sense of speed is definitely a hell of a lot better than the sense of speed in this game. And yeah, so those odd aspects, the sound in Forza 2 may be overdone a little bit, as before Forza games, but it still definitely sounds a lot better than a lot of the cars in this game. Some of them sound quite good. I've seen in comments saying the AMGs doesn't sound anything like what they do in the game. It makes me kind of think, did they get the sound engineers from the Gran Turismo games to help them with the sound in this? Because the sound does sound a bit underdone, truthfully. And gameplay, no, it's a good, fun game, but that's all it is. People saying that this game is sim, well, they're kidding themselves. But there's no immersion in a racing game. I want to feel like I'm actually doing something. But in this game, all I feel like is do a race, get your points, get ready, and do the next race. Because that's all it feels like I'm doing the whole time. There's no real structure to this game. They haven't even got the rain effects in yet. That's going to be done in a patch, which apparently might not even come out until the end of November, they're now saying. What have they been doing for the last year? Again, why, of all these features, it should have been there, and they've had a whole year to develop. They've only got like 50 cars to choose from, which is also a bit disappointing car-wise, but maybe they've designed that around future DLC. I don't know. I'm just a bit sus there. I'm sorry, but the game, graphically, I expected better. I had all the touts about this game going to be a system seller for the PlayStation 4. It's going to be the best graphics out there. And truthfully, to me, they're a disappointment. The jaggies really distract from the graphics. Some aspects of the track design and everything else looks good, but the poor textures of the road surface and stuff like that, and the side there, that detracts from it. It's just they're low res. And to keep up, if this kind of low res, I would have expected 1080p, 4 anti-aliasing, and also 10 and at 60 frames a second. But it isn't, and I really cannot really understand a lot of the decisions they've made with this game. And that with the to me, so sound, okay physics, but you get rammed from behind and you bump the car in front and you get penalised for someone ramming you from behind. Of course, I don't know if that person from behind is rammed gets penalty as well. I just don't know. Multiplayer, I'm yet to actually be able to experience multiplayer, because every time I've tried, the servers have been down. Yeah, this is nearly a month now since it was released, and yeah, I still have not been able to check the online. I've only had one point where I did that video before, where the actual online, so I could actually check my drive club, but most of the time it says servers are down. And this has really been a very rocky, and truthfully this game feels rushed, and for a game that was delayed for a whole year, that is just inexcusable for a game that feels this rushed and this incomplete. And that's my biggest gripe with this game. It just does not feel that it's been completed. It does not deliver what was promised. Some of you guys, again, if you like it, good for you. But I'm here to voice my opinion. These are my opinions on this game. And truthfully, to me, this has been the most disappointing exclusive released on the PlayStation 4 to date. And this game, as I'm a car nut, I love cars. If any of you guys know me, I love all the racing car games. And this game has been a huge letdown for me. Now, I am going to give this a rating, and this rating is going to upset some, because I do give this game only 3 out of 10. Had a lot of promise, had a lot of potential, but to me, the graphics, the anti-aliasing, the lack of it, should I say, the low textures, the low sense of speed, just the whole experience is really just broken it for me. This game only gets a 3 out of 10 for me. Well, I'm Ian, I'm the Aussie Gamer. Catch you guys later.